Lesson 11, Elasticity. Hi, I'm Dave Arnott, the Christian Economist. Flexibility. That's what I think about too when I think about elasticity. I think about how flexible are these rubber bands? Well, that's what we study in economics too. If you remember from a previous lesson, we talked about the demand curve going down and the supply curve going up. What this means is, as the price goes down, demanders should be flexible to go down with it and buy more. As the price goes up, demanders should be flexible to go with it and buy less. Suppliers should be flexible in the other direction. As the price goes up, suppliers want to be flexible to provide a larger quantity. As the price goes down, suppliers want to be flexible to produce a smaller amount. Demand elasticity, necessities versus luxuries. Well, if you remember that demand and supply curve again, see, the question is the thing you're demanding a necessity, like a drug when you're sick, or is it a luxury, like going to the movies? See, you are more elastic for going to the movies. You can go or not go to the movies. You're not very elastic in terms of necessities, like drugs, or if you're thirsty in the desert, water. Really sounds good? This is a measure of how elastic you are. Now, there really are more specific measures of this, but that's a course called econometrics that we won't get into today. Demand elasticity, close substitutes. For prescription drugs, there aren't very many close substitutes. There's pain and death, but people usually won't choose that. There are much closer substitutes for going to the movies. You can stay home and watch TV, you can go to a baseball game, you can go to church, right? There are a lot of different entertainments. So see, your elasticity will depend upon how many close substitutes there are and how close those substitutes are. For entertainment, they're very close. For drugs, they're probably not very close. Demand elasticity, the time horizon. We'll talk about our drugs again. Now the question is, how sick are you and how much time do you have to get well? Well, if you have a lot of time, you're more elastic about the drug and whether to use it or not. What about the movie? Well, if you need entertainment for that night, you're not very elastic. But if it's entertainment over the week or over a month, you're much more elastic. So your demand elasticity is depending on what is your time horizon for demanding this good or service. Supply elasticity. Suppliers only have one version of elasticity, and that is the time horizon. So back to our drugs again. When the COVID pandemic came, we wanted a drug right away. We were not elastic at all. We were very urgent to get this out. So the time horizon was relatively short. Most drugs take 5 to 7 years to come out, right? Back to our movie example. Suppliers, if the demand goes up for movies, it takes a few months to make one, maybe up to a year. See, that's a much shorter time frame than it is for drugs. So really, suppliers, as we said earlier, when the price goes up, they want to supply more, but they can't in the short term, they can in the long term. When the demand goes down, suppliers want to supply less. They can if there's a greater time horizon. So that's the only elasticity that suppliers have, which is the time horizon. This has been Lesson 11, Elasticity. I'm Dave Arnott, the Christian Economist. Fear God, tell the truth, earn a profit. See you next time. For more information, please visit us online at davearnott.com. If you have questions or suggestions for future podcasts, please submit them online or in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.